Welcome to Plymouth Today. I'm your host, Brandon Ritchie. And this episode is really special because Debbie Beck has been serving this community here at the Plymouth Public Library for over 25 years. And December 22nd is her last day. She's retiring. And so we wanted to dedicate this episode to her. Later, you're going to see an interview with her where we're going to discuss her time here at the library, her future plans, and if you know anything about Debbie Beck, it's the fact that it's hard to get her to sit down and to stop working, and second, it's very hard to get her to talk about herself, and we accomplished both of those. So look forward to that. We also are going to go out into the library and talk to some of our younger patrons. We're going to play the name and picture game. And so we're going to hold up celebrities and see if they know those celebrities. And we're going to slide a picture of Debbie Beck in there. So let's see how that goes. Debbie's last day is December 22nd. And the time leading up to that, it's been kind of a greatest hits of her time here at the library. And if you're out and about prior to December 22nd, please stop by the library and talk to Deb. If you have any memories or anything like that, please come in and share them with her. And it's been an amazing career that she's had here. She's had a huge influence on many of the staff. Her hand has been in a great deal of the programming that's offered here at the library. And she even was steering the ship through and navigating the waters through a time of transition here at the library. And so we've just been so blessed and so privileged to have her here. And so today we're going to talk to her and just kind of see how it's been on her side of things. So thanks for watching, and let's get going. Hi, I'm here with
B.
I'm here with B, and we're going to play a little game called Name the Person in the Picture. We've got some people here that are known, famous people, and we're going to see if B can name those people. All right, so
Abraham Lincoln.
that is in fact Abraham Lincoln. Very, very good. All right.
I don't think I've seen her.
That's Jennifer Aniston. So we're
Some basketball player.
just some basketball player. That is Michael Jordan. All right, and here's our last one here.
Oh, that's Debbie Beck.
That is, in fact, Debbie Beck. Look at that. Well, thank you so much, B, for your time. Here we are with another young person to play the picture name game. There we go, ready?
Okay. I don't know.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Jennifer Aniston. She was on a little show called Friends.
I never watched Friends.
Following.
I don't know, but he's ugly.
Abraham Lincoln. He's on the penny.
Oh, okay. See, I thought I recognized him. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her either.
He's got two boys that's 5 and 7 years old.
I don't know. Weird looking mouse, though.
Mickey Mouse. That's
Oh, I know who that is. That's Debbie Beck.
Debbie Beck. Didn't know Mickey Mouse, but knew Debbie Beck.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. And here we are with another patron at the library, and we're here playing the picture and name game. So, all right, do you know who this is?
Not at all. No.
Michael Jordan. Yeah, he was a basketball player.
President, George Washington.
close. Abraham Lincoln. So yeah, just
okay. Well,
on the penny.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And Mount Rushmore. So.
okay. No idea. I'm sorry.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Debbie Beck.
Debbie Beck. Wow. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, there you have it. And I don't know if that is commentary on just how popular Debbie Beck is, or maybe an indictment of the education system. Wow. So the Abraham Lincoln one, actually, the Michael Jordan one stunned me quite a bit, and the Jennifer Aniston one, and maybe they were just a little too young for that whole Friends phenomenon. But anyway, they all knew Debbie Beck, and so what we need is that Guess Who game here at the library, and to honor Debbie, maybe we need to put her picture in as one of those slides in the Guess Who. And so anyway, all right, well, when we come back, we're going to actually be sitting down with Debbie Beck and talking to her about just this amazing time she's had here at the library. So stay tuned. Welcome back. And throughout history, there have been specific names that are synonymous with specific activities. For instance, Babe Ruth in baseball, Michael Jordan and basketball, myself, Brandon Ritchie, and consuming mass amounts of gravy. But we're here with a name that's as synonymous with library and Plymouth Public Library as you could possibly be. We're here with Debbie Beck, and she's our honored guest today. And Debbie, wow, this is amazing that I finally got you to sit down and talk, because this has been a journey to get to this point. You have been a part of this library and serving this community for over 25 years.
Well, yes, when you count my volunteer time.
Yes. So,
Yes.
and we're going to count that because the volunteers here work very hard.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's not the easy lifting part. So
No.
that's the and on December 22nd is your last day.
Yes.
You announced your retirement, and
Yes.
so wow. Can you tell us a little bit about these 25 years?
Well, it's been a great journey. I have loved all of it. It's been the public. It's a great community to work in, and great people come in here, and I'm a people person, so I really like the people. So it's been good because most of the time I got to work directly with the people.
Yeah, I don't remember. Of course, we and my wife moved over here in '97, but I don't remember this library existing without you. So this is going to be So, what was your favorite part of the 25 years? What was the part that you looked forward to the most?
It was coming in and getting to talk to the people and just be here and building relationships with them. So it was in all different ages, because I started actually by like processing books, and actually I did like that too, because I like books obviously, and I listened to audiobooks, and I process materials and mend. I liked mending, so I did mending, and so I started part-time doing that, and then and I was in the basement doing that, and then Susie, our director, told me, you have to come upstairs. You're a people person. And I was like, oh, okay. So I came up and then and started working with just the general public more. And then we started a young adult area. And so that was when we had our audition. And she said she wanted me to run that program. So that's what I did. So I got to work with the teens, and I enjoyed that.
Wow.
A lot, being with the kids. Got to build a lot of good relationships and see them grow up, and now they come in with their kids, and so that was fun.
And you've remained young at heart, because you're still very active and you're still very creative. And
I wouldn't say that I'm either, but
Well, I did. So, because I think a lot of people don't realize a lot of the stuff that goes on here somewhat behind the scenes. And so it wasn't just the upfront stuff that you were so active in, but there was just a lot of things going on with this library behind the scenes as far as programs and designing those programs and building relationships with certain aspects of the community and whatnot that you spearheaded or had your hand in. One of my favorites is the story walk, and you spearheaded the story walk. You were the driving force of that. And so, how did you come up with that idea?
well, I didn't come up with it. Heather, the second director, since I've been here, she had gone to a conference and came back with all of this, like a bag full of all this stuff and so she gave me the bag and said, "Here, look through this." And there was a bookmark in there that said Story Walk. And I looked it up and I was like, "Oh my goodness, we have to do this." And so she said, "Do it." So we did. So we got a story walk. I love the idea. Our community is so supportive. So I ran a fundraising campaign to get it funded, because it wasn't anything that was in the budget to do, and we had it fully funded, and people have been enjoying it ever since. We put new books in there.
Is there any part of this library that you've not at least know how to do, or because I can tell you from being here, and especially early on, it was always, well, ask Deb. So,
Yeah.
And the reason is because I just think you had such a heart for this library.
I do love the library.
And I think when I think of someone who cares for this library, you come to mind, just because I think you had just such a passion for it and desire for it to be taken care of and to be cared for, and for the patrons who came in. One of the things that I absolutely love of that you did, and I learned this after coming on board, was everything kind of changed during COVID. The way the library operated, I mean, the whole world changed during COVID, but definitely the library was affected by that. They were, and patrons couldn't come in, and there were patrons who, this is kind of their comfort zone. They come in for comfort, and they come in for care, they come in for human contact, and they get that from you and just the wonderful staff who were here, and the care that you had to come up with this idea of calling them to care for them or check on them during COVID is important, because to some this is the only contact they had, and to have that stripped away was difficult. And
well, we miss them as much as they missed us, and we just needed to make sure they knew we still were here and still cared. We didn't get to have our doors open, but that didn't mean that we couldn't reach out to them and see how they were doing and write notes. So we did that just so they would know we still are here and we still care about them, because that's what I think is so unique about our life. Well, it may not be unique to me. I mean, this is the only library I've worked in, but I just feel like we're here for a reason to be here for the community and to care and to hear what they have to say, and what their needs are, and try and meet a lot of those needs, anyone, as much as we could. And we have a great staff. I love the staff here. It's going to be hard to leave them too, and but they care, and that's what I think makes it so unique to be in a place like this, that you get to care for the people.
What in the 25 years that you've done this, or the time that you've done this, have you seen, how's the library changed? Or how you do this change?
It has, COVID, of course, has changed a lot, and we've learned and we've grown through that. I see the biggest thing that I think was a positive was that our digital collection just really, we had to go digital. People couldn't come in, and so that was really neat to see that transition, because I was worried about the elderly, those that don't know how to use the computers or their phones as much. But and I remember asking a patron, if you need me to get the book, and she was like, "No, I do everything on my phone. And I was like, okay, now they've gotten it. And that wasn't the case before, you know. And so I think that's been really good to see that transition, because it needed to happen, but it happened so much quicker than we ever would have been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, not that it's, you know, I mean, people still love the books. I still love to hold a book, but that was an option that made it so that we actually can offer more. Because we just have more, you know, digital, and people can do that in the comfort of their home. Now, I don't want them to just do that.
Yeah.
I love for them to come in and for us to be able to interact with them. It's just important, that social interaction. So.
Now, I also learned this week, because there's all these wonderful stories that have been just filling the halls of the library, that not only were you instrumental in the story walk, not only were you instrumental in the early formation of the teens and collection and all of this and this section, but you also did some security and collections work for the library. You kept someone from stealing from the library physically. Well,
I was told I'm not supposed to do that.
And you also went out on a field visit of sorts and collected for the library when things were not returned.
Well, yes, there was, you know, the library, the materials belong to the public. They pay for these materials with their taxes, and there's just a sense of justice that you don't take what doesn't belong to you. So, no, I would just want them to bring them back.
Yeah,
bring the materials back.
Wow. Deb Beck, agent of libraries everywhere. That is amazing, because I mean, not a lot of people would put themselves in physical harm's way.
Oh, it's not like I did it.
So,
no.
I mean, the story has grown, and just in the time that I heard it the first time this week to the other.
I think it's a big fish story.
Yeah.
I just said we needed materials to be returned.
I mean, yeah, you were hanging off the part of a helicopter
Yeah,
there.
right,
It was crazy. Yeah, the stuff that was going on here. People don't know what happens at the library, so behind the scenes. So, what's the future hold for Debbie Beck?
Well, I am going to see my grandchildren more. I have 4 grandchildren, and my sisters live around here. I have family, that kind of family around here, but my kids don't live around here, so I'm going to get to see them more. That's one of the biggest things, is that I want to be able to be more involved in their lives, and they've been they're gracious to understand. I couldn't before come to all the birthday parties, but I want to be able to be more involved in their lives, and just still be a big part of the community. I'll never stop volunteering and working and just in projects that the Lord brings up for me to work in. So that's.
And I got to say, that was one of my favorite things of working with you and seeing you, was the fact that your faith was such an integral part of just everything about you and how you worked and whatnot, and what you brought to the table. And it was refreshing to see.
Well, that's one thing I think that it's so important, that people need to cover, the library. We need to cover the places that we work and just the community with prayer. And so that's just been a big part of it, is just, I think that's one of the things when you care so much about a place. Yeah. You're going to pray for it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it's been good to see the Lord working.
And so ever since this whole idea of you retiring, leaving the library came up, and there was an office poll if it would really have it. So I think,
right. Well,
because no one could see you not being here.
I thought because they were like, I think I'll retire, and they're like, well, we'll see. We'll see when it really happens, because I didn't have a date, but all the pieces needed to be in place, because I didn't want to abandon, when we didn't have enough staff, so I was like working extra Saturdays because we didn't have enough staff, and I just felt like I could fill in and just try and keep it running smoothly, and then we did.
And I don't think you strike anyone as someone who's just going to retire and sit on a beach and relax and do nothing the rest of their.
No.
You're very active and you're a worker and you're and that's a character trait. That's not something that you just lose because you go, oh, I'm done with this phase or this season of life and I'm moving into this season. So, wow. And the last little bit here, ever since this, it's kind of been like a somewhat of a greatest hits of Debbie Beck's greatest hits, because like we've talked and we shared stories, the staff, and I've been going around asking about stories and stuff like that, and just to hear some of these, I mean, you really
You shouldn't believe them all.
but you led a very adventurous life here within these walls. And I think just the service that you've done to the community here and the care, and we see it. Those of us who are here, we get to see it firsthand. And we get to see it not only that up front, how you care for them, but even behind the scenes, how you care for them. And that passion that you have for the patrons who come in here, for your fellow employees, and just for this library and its service in and of itself to the community. That isn't something that ever's turned off. Like it just is a constant with you. And so, I mean, what an amazing drive and amazing passion that you've had for this. So.
Well, but we have a great staff and the pub. I mean, this is a great community, beautiful community to live in and to serve. So, yeah.
Well, I know. So, for my family, like all my children have gotten to know you here, and so
A good job for raising readers.
yes, and so, and to be honest, really, it was your example, and it was your just the relationship that you built with us first as just patrons and friends, and then that was instrumental in us kind of having the same type of passion to want to help with the library and everything. It's very infectious. Like when you have a way of causing others to have that kind of passion and to see it. I mean, I don't know if you know that or not, but it really is one of those things that when you see it, you go, wow, this is important, and this is big, and it's bigger than us, and there's something more here, and it's not just this. I think so. It's so easy to go at the library. It's that place I go to check out a book, but there's some wonderful services that are here at the library. And,
Oh, yes.
And you had a big hand in a lot of those, and because of that passion. And I mean, on behalf of those who have taken part of some of those programs and saw my children love those programs and grow up, thank you, because and with my wife being here, and what a wonderful example and that you've put forth for those who are coming in behind you.
Well, I'm grateful that she's here and that you're here, and that's just continuing the caring for people, because you guys do care for people, and that's I think it was I'm not really, I've done programming for the youth, but not so much for the little kids, and it's been great because there's been staff that have been able to do that and do it really well, and it allowed me to build just relationships one-on-one more, but just working with the kids more individually rather than in a group. And so that's been a blessing that because I'm not real creative. I just like people, and I like relationships. So it's been really good that I was able to get to know your children, Lennon, especially getting to know her one-on-one before I really even knew you guys. And so I've enjoyed that part of it a lot.
And we met through a mutual friend.
Yes.
Actually, outside of the library, so and I'll never forgive her for that. This is what happened. So and I would like to say that throughout this library has really been blessed throughout time with just great staff.
That's right.
I mean, just the staff who have come and have moved on in their life to other things and whatnot. They've all had this kind of passion and drive and care in their own way and in their own abilities that they've brought to the table here, and so and it's brought us to today. So But I think everyone would agree that it's just been amazing to see your passion and your care and your concern over these years for this library, and we've all benefited from it.
Thank
And so
you.
we want to say thank you to you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it tremendously, and it is hard to leave, but you know, when the Lord tells you, you know it's time.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's good. It's in good hands. People that care.
Is there something
And-
behind me?
No, it'll be great, and that's just it. You know, when it's kind of like you've been here so long, it's like just a part of you. And if it wasn't in good hands, then it'd be hard for me to leave. But it's not going to be that hard because it's in good hands.
We're going to miss you. So, well, December 22nd, that is Wednesday. And if you're out there and about, and when you see this, if you're downtown, around town, you know what? Just make a special trip and come in and say hello. Maybe thank Debbie for just the years of service here at the library. And
As long as you don't make me cry.
I would say they would be very, very difficult shoes to fill, but it's going to be impossible.
Oh.
Those shoes are going to, because no one could fill them. So we thank you.
Thank you.